why do you think Liverpool have ended up being and playing the way they are at the moment? Because for me, it can't be just down to Van Dijk. There's got to be something else which is affecting the team as poorly as it is now.
I think obviously injuries do play a massive part, and if I know that they probably sometimes play the victim, but they have had quite a lot of injuries to the top players, and I think probably like the main front three, Firmino, Salah, and Mane, are probably looking back and thinking like, we don't have the top players at the back, so like it's putting more pressure on them, and I think they're probably in front of goal thinking about it too much and different things like that. So I think the injuries do have a massive part to play in how they're playing at the minute.
Yeah, I think it was poor business in the summer. They didn't really go out and get anything. They just sort of assumed that their back four was just going to be set for the rest of the season. Yeah. They didn't have anyone to fall back on in case there was an injury like with Van Dijk. So they were playing academy players at centre-back. And in the Premier League, you can't really do that unless they're an exceptional player. And when they're playing against the likes of like Fulham, like you see, like it's a bit of complacency. Like, oh, we won the league last year. Fulham's obviously come in wanting to make an upset against a team that's struggling. And when
that worried me as well, how good Fulham looked.
Yeah,
the Newcastle fan. Yeah.
Well, Klopp knew that the players were out long term, and he's gone and bought Kabak and Davis from Preston.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
you've got to go and buy a top centre back at that point?
Yeah.
And at least play him. He's bought him and he hasn't even played him.
Yeah.
I think it was just a bit of a panic buy, to be honest. Like,
okay.
I think probably in his head he's thinking about next season already, really.
Yeah.
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 Do you think Wijnaldum will stay or go?
I'd like to see him at Barca, but I think he'll stay.
Yeah, I think depending on game time.
Yeah.
Is Firmino a centre mid or a centre forward?
Mate, he's unbelievable at assisting and stuff, and I would actually play him as a centre forward just to get those assists. But like you do kind of need to bring those goals to your game though if you're a centre forward. But his link up play is amazing.
If Salah and Mane aren't scoring, then he becomes like the victim, I think, and is getting a lot of the blame, obviously, because I mean, if you're playing striker for one of the best teams in the world, you're expected to score goals, aren't you?
30 of a minute.
Of looking at that, Salah this season still leading goal scorer in the Premier League, and people forget that. They just try to criticise the front three, but Mane is the one for me that's dropped off. I still think Firmino is playing well. You know, his assist for Salah a couple of weeks ago was absolutely phenomenal when he did the little Maradona turn and flicked it out to him. But Mane is the one for me that just looks like he doesn't look like the same player. And that balance now seems to have been distorted in their front three. So teams now they're not afraid to attack them because they're not as scared of the counter-attack as they once were.
Yeah, at the start of the season, Mane was flying. I thought he was going to outshine Salah.
Yeah.
And then this back end of the season, he's just dropped off.
Definitely.
I think teams have figured them out as well, how they're playing, stuff like that. And obviously they don't have a full team to play usually how they play, but I think teams have figured out kind of what they do now and how to kind of counter press that.
Yeah.